We start this show today in the great hamlet of Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Ridgewood, yes.
Ridgewood, New Jersey. Why am I starting in Ridgewood, New Jersey? Well, I mean, normally when I mention exit 16W on the New Jersey Turnpike, that would mean Jets, Giants, because that's where MetLife resides, right? Exactly. But that's how you one way you can get to Ridgewood, New Jersey is that. Let me get this correct. Exit 165 on the Garden State Parkway. That's right there. That's right there. It's right there. It lets you ride off in Ridgewood, New Jersey. Hometown of Scottie Scheffler.
Oh, heard of him.
That's where it all started, in Ridgewood, New Jersey. And the latest dateline involving Scottie Scheffler would be Northern Ireland. Portrush, Northern Ireland. Royal Portrush is where Scottie Scheffler showed up this week and kind of took the world by surprise, because he has the world by the proverbial hairs right now, and we're all paying rent in this man's world. And it's fascinating because this year we all thought we would be paying rent in the world of Rory McIlroy. Certainly the way that he performed in this year's Masters, finally breaking through after a 12-year respite to complete his career Grand Slam. He was missing the Masters. He finally added it. He finally got that off his back and into his trophy case, and I guess onto his back, right, with a green jacket. And we thought, okay, here we go, because the Open Championship is in Northern Ireland, or as some people in Columbus might call it, the Northern Ireland. And so, yeah, I couldn't resist.
Of course not.
In the Northern Ireland. And you knew the fans would be rallying for Rory.
They were.
And kind of ever since then, we're paying rent again in Scottie Scheffler's world. So he showed up this week and kind of took everyone by surprise, not by winning by 4 strokes, but by showing up and sounding resigned to a life of winning without enjoying it. We didn't talk about this on the show last week before I left because there was so much going on. We had so many terrific in-studio guests. But this is what he had to say when he showed up in Northern Ireland this week.
I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? You know, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, places of your heart. There's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number 1 in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And I really do believe that, because what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know, because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point, because I don't know if I'm making any sense or not, but am I not?
No, no, because, to hear that, like, hey, I'm number 1 in the world. I'm number 1 in the world, but, a meteor could hit us at any point in time. And what does it really all matter?
I thought it made sense.
Well, no, I understand that, getting to the mountaintop can leave you alone, and that there's a lot going on and behind the scenes, and it's the difficult grind, and you're not potentially a happy camper because you're so tunnel visioned on trying to be number 1 and staying there. I understand that there's tons of pressure on all that. But when he said, I sometimes sit around and wonder, why do I want it so badly? That's the way I talk about fantasy football. Where I've got to look around and take stock and like, Why am I waking up on a Monday morning so depressed? Mm-hmm. Because I'm down by 40 points and I'm going to lose my fantasy week.
That's why I don't play.
You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense. Not when the number one player in the world and maybe one of the best of all time, well, not maybe, he's one of the best of all time, thinks this way. And then you sit there and go, well, he doesn't sound like he might be in the proper mindset here to take down the Open Championship here and add that to his trophy case for the first time. You know? He doesn't sound like a guy who's going to go 59 for 63 on putts 10 feet and in.
That's
which, by the way,
crazy.
He did. 59 to 63 from putts of 10 feet and in at Royal Portrush for a setup in the Open Championship. Are you kidding me?
So he missed 4 putts like that?
From 10 and in.
10 feet and in.
I know. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why he's so miserable. Because maybe he's thinking about the 0 for 4 instead of the 59 for 59.
Probably could.
Right? So then he just dominates. Okay? He dominates. He wins by 4 strokes. And he won the PGA Championship this year by 5 strokes. He becomes the 3rd player all time to win multiple majors in a single year by 4 or more strokes, joining Ben Hogan when he won the Masters, U.S. Open, and the Open in 1953 by that much, and Tiger in 2000 when he won the U.S. Open and the Open in that year by 4 or better strokes. And then when you add in the fact that he won the Masters in 22 by 3 shots and the Masters in 24 by 4 shots, he becomes the first player ever with 4 major titles, his first 4 major titles, to come out of the gate from Ridgewood, New Jersey and the University of Texas and the Korn Ferry Tour to win his first 4 major championships by 3 or better shots. He's the first player to ever do that because of what he did at Royal Portrush. And he walked up 18 knowing it's in the bag. There was no Van de Velde here. You know, it's in the bag. It's over. And so we just showed this picture. Put that up again with his 15-month-old son, Bennett. Here he is. He's got his passy in his mouth, you know? And he's holding his son in his left arm and the claret jug in his right. And his wife, Meredith, was there as well. His parents were there. And fascinatingly enough, when he started the week saying, what does it all mean? Why am I doing this? Why does it mean so much to me? And he shocked the world with all of that. In his post-game press conference with the claret jug next to him and his family around him, he answered his own question.
Every time I'm able to win a tournament, the first person I always look for is my wife. And where we walk off each day is usually on the right side, and I didn't see her at first, so I was like, oh my gosh, like, where's Meredith? What happened? You know, she's not there. And as I kind of circled around the green, I saw my dad standing there, and I was like, okay, perfect, my family must be down there. And so I saw Meredith, and she's always the first person I want to celebrate with. You know, she knows me better than anybody. That's my best friend. And it takes a lot of work to be able to become good at this game, and I wouldn't be able to do it without her support. You know, she does a tremendous job of taking care of everything for us at home and giving me the ability to put in the amount of time and effort that I put into the game of golf, because it's a lot. And it's not a lifestyle that's suited for everybody. You know, we live a different lifestyle than some of our friends at home, traveling the way we do, but you know, we're very grateful for it. You know, it's a fun life for us, and being able to celebrate winning tournaments like this, I feel like, you know, my whole team, I feel like the whole team their name should be on the trophy with me, because it really does. It takes a village. You know, I have a great team around me, and it all starts with my coach, Randy, and everybody's humble. They work together. Nobody has all the answers, and I feel like we have a great time, and we love being able to practice and work towards these things. And, you know, it'll be even more fun getting home and being able to celebrate.
He answered his own question. That's why you do it.
It's so good.
That's why you do it.
I love the tweets yesterday of like,
Look at that
it's nice to be able to chart, Bennett Scheffler's growth in real time, because every couple of weeks he's in a picture with his dad holding the trophy.
And you know how sometimes we have, and I'm sure you do for Cage, right at home, where you're measuring somewhere on the back of a door or in a door jamb or something like that, right?
Yep.
They could measure him next to the trophies. Oh yeah, he was almost as tall as a Wanamaker that year. Now he's 2 times a claret jug. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, makes sense. I mean, that's the way you can measure this.
Him running across the green and like falling on his face yesterday was awesome. Like there were so many great pictures.
I mean, that's why you do. That's why you do it.
Yeah, him being able to walk up a hill. Now, next thing you know, he'll just be sprinting up a hill and be like, remember when Benton couldn't even walk up?
Yeah,
See, I mean, other shows might be like, well, where does he compare with Tiger and all that? I mean, whatever. I mean, he's doing it in his own way. It's different times, different competition, different this, different that. The guy is just as dominant as they possibly can be right now in golf. I don't think anybody clearly saw him coming at the beginning of this decade, right? Like,
no.
Okay. And he has turned himself into an absolute beast, a machine. You look at the Ryder Cup standings. By the way, Keegan Bradley said Bryson DeChambeau is not going to be able to add any more points to it because this is his last tournament in which he could have added points to it because he's on the LIV Tour. Bryson's currently 5th. If he falls out of the top 6, Keegan Bradley said he's going anyway.
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But, he's also in for sure. There's only one guy. If you look at the Ryder Cup standings right now, there's a red Q next to Scottie Scheffler. And, all of us, just to bring this all full circle, fantasy was like, what do you mean? He's questionable for the Ryder Cup? What happened? Did he get hurt? No. No, that red Q means he's qualified mathematically because Xander Schauffele's in second place with 13,383.85 points. Don't short him on the .85. Do you have the numbers in front of you?
I do.
Read Scottie Scheffler's number.
So like you said, Xander Schauffele's 13 and change. Scottie Scheffler with the Q next to his name, 32,420.33 points.
Don't cheat on the .33.
Don't cheat the .33. 32,000.
It's insane what he's doing, and clearly, obviously, it ain't easy to play this game, and it ain't easy to play it at such a high level and stay happy. Where he shows up on a Monday going, yeah. I mean, sometimes I just look at it and go, what am I doing this all for? What am I killing myself for? And then he answered his question.
Me kind of looking at it, I took it as like we always have a tendency to push the goalposts back when we talk about athletes. I kind of took it as he's like, I did all this work. I won this tournament. I should be able to celebrate. But now people are asking me, well, what's next? He doesn't have a chance to even be able to take it in and be happy with his accomplishment.
Well, then I would basically say to him, don't listen to what other people say. In the same way I tell you, don't read your YouTube comments. What's the point? It's really what he does to himself inside and how he can handle his business inside. One of the many phrases I was told during my American Century Championship walk about, is the toughest 6 inches in golf is in between your temples, right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, it's the same way for a guy who goes 59 to 63 on 10 putts and in. And as my caddy on that day, money manager of the Stars, Don Weir, texted me this morning. He texted me that stat, and I texted him back, I feel like you're trying to make a point here. Yeah, I didn't make it from 10 feet and in almost ever. I get it. But it is amazing.
It's hard.
It is amazing how hard it is, and you have to appreciate that alone. Especially since the week began with the way he said it, and it ended the way he finished it and then said it. Basically, that he should play that soundbite back anytime he thinks about the first soundbite. It feels the same way he's thinking about the first soundbite. The answer is within him. He answered it himself.
Isn't the name of a book, The Answer Within You?
The Answer Within. And, the inner excellence, right? And in case he also needs reminding about, how to enjoy it, I'm sure when he packed his belongings up, he wasn't going to the oversized baggage spot at Ryanair or Aer Lingus,
Now that's PJ home.
And we're not talking pajamas.
Are you saying he just drove right to the plane?
I'm sure someone drove him to the plane.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah, he's the man.
Hopefully you can enjoy it. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.